Thank you with Marty Biron, Jeff O'Neill, and Darren Dreger. In a tight 60-minute game like this, there's always going to be a few moments that tilt the momentum one way or another. We had 3 of them in a 28-second span that ultimately helped decide this game. Let's start with the last one. Was it doubly painful for Leaf fans that Brad Marchand, so complimentary to the Leafs this week, ends up putting the dagger?
Well, whatever you think about Brad Marchand, he certainly understands the moment the Boston Bruins needed somebody to step up, and tonight it was his night. You mentioned the tight hockey game, James. It seemed to be low event where somebody just needed to step up and make a play. You see the Bruins are in the forecheck right now. The Toronto Maple Leafs have 4 guys below the goal line there, and Brad Marchand gets left in the most important area of the ice. I'm not sure Samsonov, who had his stick knocked out of his hand by Matthews, was uncomfortable or couldn't get set right there, but what an unbelievable play by Marchand. He had the assist on the DeBrusk power play goal and scores the game winner. He was massive for the Bruins in that hockey game.
He was, but that sequence was also about missed opportunity for the Toronto Maple Leafs, right? That's the end result. Turns out to be the game-winning goal. Here's how the sequence started. It started largely in favor of the Maple Leafs. Now, Morgan Rielly will get possession of the puck. He throws it towards the net, and there's Tyler Bertuzzi coming across, goes off his skate, and then off Lindholm, it beats Swayman. Swayman then turns it over. Max Domi can't put it into, basically an open net. That would have been a huge advantage, Toronto. Instead, here's the game-winning goal. As O analyzed, and Brad Marchand isn't missing from there, puts it under the bar. But 28 seconds that ultimately determined the game.
And, Dregs, we have a saying back home that when a person like Brad Marchand offers you flowers, that the vase is usually coming at you, right? He was so complimentary to the Leafs, saying that they're physical, they play a different game, they're a different team. And look on the empty net goal. What is Brad Marchand doing? He goes after Tyler Bertuzzi. I know the Bruins are on the power play. It's 5-on-5 because the Leafs have pulled their goalie. But instead of backing out, which most players in the National Hockey League would do, no, he goes after Bertuzzi, gets a turnover, gets the empty net goal, and seals the deal for the Bruins. So, yeah, the flowers were handed out, but the vase came right back at them.
So let me, where you're from, people throw vases at you after they give you flowers.
I still don't understand.
Samsonov was so critical in Game 2 for the Leafs, and he starts this one equally brilliantly, but you didn't like the first goal. What was your overall evaluation?
Look, you can make all the greatest saves in the world when you're playing a game, but you have to make the regular saves at the most crucial moments in the game. And you look at Samsonov starting the game. This is an unreal save on the deflection from his own guy. Look at the right leg coming out, making the save. Zaka on the breakaway. Many other really good saves. It's 1-0 for the Leafs. You need big saves from your goaltender. There's Maroon trying to get in there. Van Riemsdyk on a breakaway. But then, after a play by Trent Frederick coming down the left wall, a 40-foot wrister that beats Samsonov on the short side, that can't happen. That cannot beat a goaltender, even though he's made 4 or 5 really huge saves. That has to be a save that the goalie makes, and unfortunately, it was a big goal that switched the momentum on the Bruins side.
That's a killer on the bench. As a forward that's trying so hard to score on Swayman, he's playing so well. When you see that one go in, mentally you're thinking we might not win this hockey game.
Should that have even been allowed to have happened, though? Should there have been a penalty on Matthews behind the net when he was dragged down by McAvoy?
Right.
And if that wasn't called, should there have been offsetting penalties with the tie-up between Marchand, et cetera?
Bertuzzi, I mean, look, from a Leafs perspective, absolutely, there should have been a whistle. Whatever the situation, doesn't matter. They would have chose to have a penalty on Charlie McAvoy for essentially tackling Austin Matthews. No call there. Would have been a Toronto power play. Then you've got Bertuzzi and Brad Marchand jousting as they drift towards the neutral zone. Okay, I mean, it's coincidentals at worst, but it would have stopped the play. Instead, those two things are allowed to unfold, allowed to happen, and then Frederick comes in and beats Ilya Samsonov short side. So several pivotal moments in Game 3, but that certainly is right up near the top of the list.
Special teams continue to be an issue.
Massive issue for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Tonight was a night, we mentioned the tight hockey game and not a lot going on. The power play was an opportunity for the star players to field the puck and create some offense. I thought it was terrible tonight, and they got to make an adjustment and switch it up. And then the penalty kill gives up that goal to DeBrusk, backbreaker.
And Swayman was brilliant again, and yet they'll go back to the other guy. What do you think of that?
I would think they'll go back to Allmark because they did it in Game 2. I don't understand it. I would never have gone away from Swayman. It's just mind-boggling.
The dumbest thing I've ever heard of, but they're going to do it. The Leafs should be happy.
Swayman has owned Toronto throughout this season. Now 5-0 against the Leafs when you count the regular season. And just look at that right-hand column, the save percentages. 943, 970, 966, 972, and a 933 to give his team the series lead.